St. Paul United Church of Christ at a little different angle, as you can tell today. And I will be explaining my message why I'm sitting here and not up at the pulpit a little bit later. But I wish all of you a very happy Sunday. If you're watching online, whatever time you're watching, very good week to you all. Thank you for being here with us this Sunday. Thank you for joining us here at St. Paul United Church of Christ. Just a brief announcement that I have calendar-wise. Next week, Sunday, the 18th, we will be celebrating Communion, Sacrament of the Lord's Supper. We'll be doing it in our traditional setting where we'll be passing out the bread and the wine. You do not need to bring anything with you, just your open hearts, spirit. There is an announcement in the back. Speak loudly there, Carm, if you will.
I just wanted to say that we collected all the funds for the crop walk that has been donated so far, and we made a record $3,000. The highest we've ever collected. And just to tell you that 25% of that money will go to Cafe 87, which is in the Slavic Village area of Houston. They have a church ministry for food there, and so we will be helping to support that. And so I want to thank everybody again. If you still want to donate, you may do so online at the Top Walk site. But so far, that's how much we've collected. Thanks again, everybody. Here we go next year.
A lot collected for our crop walk. We are ever grateful for all the blessings from that. So thank you, Connor, for spearheading that. All of the efforts that everybody put forth to raise those funds for those needy. Mom?
Yeah, so our next ministry project is this month we're collecting gift certificates and cash for Malachi House. I don't know if any of you are aware, but that's a wonderful ministry for homeless people that are in the last stages of life. And so because of COVID, they're not accepting actual food and non-perishable donations. It's gift certificates and cash. And the list is on the bulletin board up front. It's on our website, and it also was sent to everyone in an email. So whatever you can do to help will be wonderfully appreciated.
Thank you. Malachi House. Our, I guess Christmas in July spearhead to raise funds. And as my mom was saying, they're taking gift cards and cash donations to help out those who are quite needy in their last stages of life. So thank you for all of those gifts that you are able to present for that worthy cause. Are there any other announcements? If not, as I am seated today, I will say you may stay seated if you like. As we begin our worship service with all the worship invocation and our opening. I will arise and go to Jesus. Oh, there are 10,000. Let us pray. Dear Father, on this day, we thank you for the cleansing rain. We thank you for the warmth of the sun. We thank you for the changing of the seasons. We thank you for the blessings that you bestow upon us. Some that we know, see, taste, touch. But the other blessings that sometimes we don't notice that are there. That we come to find. In your name we pray. Amen. Our opening hymn is number 441, Softly and Tenderly, Jesus. Testament in Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 27 through 31. Why do you complain, O Jacob? Why do you say, Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord? My cause is disregarded by my God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Our New Testament lesson today comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verses 25 through 30. At that time, Jesus said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to the little children. Yes, Father, for this is what you are pleased to do. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son is revealing him. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your soul. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. May the Lord add his blessing to this, the Holy Word. Shall we now read together the very familiar psalm, the 23rd Psalm, found in the bulletin today or in the Bible in your pew? It is the King James Version, the version we're probably most familiar with hearing. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine enemy. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Let us now take a moment of silent meditation and pray. Dear Father, we come to you today, we do each day to celebrate you, to celebrate your life, to celebrate the lesson that you have taught us. We come today excited about the news of the gifts that we were and are able to bring to those who are in need. Help those out in the world who struggle. We thank you for all those who made donation, who walked, those who hungered. We thank you for all the blessings that you bestow upon us, and the blessings that we are able to give those who are in need. busy hands and feet that worked tirelessly these past few days for our rummage sake. In order to help us continue to work in the world, work in our church. We ask you also to continue to guide us. Continue to guide us to know what it is we are to do. Get up and help those who are needy. Sit back. Take time to nourish our own body. We thank you for these lessons. We thank you for the good news you share with us each day. Your name we pray. Amen. Shall we now gather together with our voices? The prayer Jesus taught his disciples. Pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. You may rise if you so feel the need to for the glory of God. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Amen. You may wave to your friends and neighbors around you this wonderful Sunday morning. Hello, everybody. Hello, all of you at home. Today I've decided to put the offering plate out by the front entrance. If you have not given your offering, you may give it at any time today. Be it during the service, and on your way out of service. If you're at home, feel free to donate online, mail in your donation. We thank you for all the blessings, all of God's grace that we are bestowing. Thank you. Our next hymn is number 451. Take note that we will be singing just verses 1, 2, and 4. And please note at each end of the verse, at the bottom is the refrain. So we'll be singing verses 1, 2, and 4 with the refrains after each verse. Jesus, As some of you know, my dad, my two boys, and I took a trip to Chicago to see the Cubs play at Wrigley Field. We just happened to find a date when they were playing the Indians, so it was a fun trip. It was an excellent trip. One I'd do again in a heartbeat. It was not so fun because at the game, Ryan, he decided to root for both teams. We're Indians fans, obviously, and being in Chicago, he felt he needed to help on root the home team. So, in Ryan's eyes, there was no loser at that game that evening. On the way back, it was a quick trip though. On the way back, I was given a challenge. My dad and I were reminiscing about the trip we had just taken such few hours ago, and he looked at me and said, "You're going to write a sermon about this, aren't you?" I looked back at him and said, "You know it." But as is in life, as in this challenge to write a message for today, came with an unsuspecting title, unsuspecting theme. That theme began as we were driving back. We were getting stopped at all of these toll stops. Now, if you've been on the Ohio-Indiana turnpikes, most turnpikes these days, there's what's called an easy pass. Little sticker that you put on your window. It's got some microchips in it that put money into an account, and that microchip sends off a signal at the easy pass that the toll stops that just lets you go through. No, we didn't do that. We decided to pay our cash at the toll stop. And they had 5, 6, I don't know, they had 7 easy pass lanes open. How many lanes did they have open to pay cash, Dad? One. So needless to say, the line to pay for toll stops with cash was quite long. It took quite a while to get through. Now there was one toll stop that had 2 lanes open. I was way in the back of one lane and I looked over, saw the other lane wasn't as long, and decided, aha, I'll go in that lane. There God humbled me. Humbled me to say, don't rush so fast. You see, the lane that I was in before had an actual ticket taker and took your cash and gave you money. Person, quite efficient. The lane I got into was a self-serve lane. So people had to get out their cash and manually put in each dollar bill and their change. Needless to say, the line I got into, thinking it was faster, no! It took more than double the time to get through. Needless to say, my dad and I discussed the next time we ever took a trip like that, we'd get easy pass. Well, that was just the beginning of, I guess you could say, the humbling and the message that I thought of for today. Because in the aftermath of that trip, which, by the way, I say once again, I would do in a heartbeat, there was so much walking involved for various reasons that I won't get into. Wait, not that. I walked too much on my prosthetic leg. Rubbed the leg a little bit too much, pressure points. Ended up getting an infection, actually a hematoma from that. Last week, when you saw me up in the pulpit, I was actually getting better from that infection. I decided, no, I was not going to sit here in a wheelchair. I was going to put my prosthetic leg on and stand up in that pulpit to preach. That was an unwise choice. exacerbated the situation. And so God humbled me again. And here I sit with you today. So the challenge has been met, Dad. On this road trip we took to this unsuspected message I gave you today. A number of weeks ago, I spoke of Jesus going to a little girl who they thought was dead. And he said to that little girl, Talitha, woman, little one, get up. And I used that message in the back of my brain last week. Get up. Get on that book. The call to me to keep on moving forward in spite of the issues that I was dealing with. Sometimes our own stubbornness makes matters worse. From Isaiah today, some wise words. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. More wise words I give you today from a friend who's a very loyal watcher of our services online. And this person who knew of my predicament, even after I told this person I needed to get up, I needed to do what I needed to do. Well, they posed some wise words. Sometimes you see the last lesson. You think that's all there was. To get up and persevere. But we miss the lesson of resting, of listening to our bodies, of being patient, having faith. God knows best. So we get to that message today. I will give thee rest. From Matthew 28 today, as we read. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Sometimes the Lord intends to shelter us and give us rest. Even if we like it or not. Stubborn pride we have and we share cannot even get in the way of the Lord's plan. More wise words from my friend. I've learned that God tells me it's okay to once in a while take care of myself and to recognize when my body needs a break. And not to beat myself up when I can't do everything I want or I think I should be able to do. Wise words. Whatever life throws at us, the busy hustle bustle of life, the trials that we are given, the health issues that we've sustained. Sometimes we need to listen to the Lord. Take a deep breath, relax, and rest. For upon the everlasting arm, our dear Savior, one day rise again, and he calls us. As Isaiah reminds us, that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk. Our closing hymn today is number 609. Leaning on the everlasting arm. For now, this day, remembering Jesus is calling us to do his work in the world